Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video I got this 2004 Chevy Silverado right behind me. So this has the 4.3 liter V6 engine, and the issue with this vehicle right here has a crank no start. So how about we get to this and we try to figure out this truck so we can get it back on the road. All right, cool. So we're inside the vehicle right now, and all I want to do is recreate the fault, just verify that it is not turning on. So what we're going to do, we're going to check this out. As you can see, it wants to turn on, but we don't have nothing. We're going to look for trouble codes, but I'll let you know right now that this vehicle came with a dead battery. So I highly doubt that we're going to have any trouble codes, but we'll check this out and we'll see what we get. And let's see, vehicle has no trouble codes. All right, cool. So what I do want to do is we're going to go to the front of the vehicle and we're going to actually try the easiest thing right here. And this being a 4.3 liter engine, we're gonna have our ignition coil right in the front, so we're gonna take that off and we're gonna use a test light and we're gonna see if we can get some spark from there. So let's go up to the front. All right, cool. So right now we're in front of the vehicle, and essentially what I'm gonna do right now, I'm trying to find the easiest thing to do right now. Remember, this vehicle didn't come with any engine codes. The battery was dead, so I had to recharge it, and has a no start condition. So we need three things to start a vehicle up. So first of all, we're going to need compression, and then we're going to need fuel, and then on top of that we're going to need spark. When I did turn the engine over, I did hear a nice low compression. So after that, what we're going to do, we're going to move on to doing the easiest part right here. So I noticed that we have the ignition coil up here. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our light tester. We're going to hook up one side of the light tester to ground, and then after that we're gonna see if we have any spark. So I won't be moving back and forth. I am one person right here, so I have this little trigger hooked up, so a starter switch, and essentially this has two wires. One wire goes to battery positive and the other wire actually goes to the starter control, the one that goes to the ignition switch. I'm gonna put a demonstration right here how this is gonna be looking. Illustration right there. That's how we're going to be hooking it up. So essentially right now, this, as if we press it on, is like me going inside and turning on the ignition switch. So you see, so if you have a helper, this is not needed, but I'm just using it because I'm here by myself. So to do this test on the actual checking out the spark, you got to make sure that the key is on the on position. If you're doing standard vehicle, this is automatic. So if you're doing the standard vehicle, make sure that you have it in neutral. Block your tires off. Just make sure. Be careful. So I'm gonna move you to the front where the ignition coil is at, and we're gonna test that out. All right, cool. So our ignition coil is right there, and what we're gonna do, if we do get any spark right here, we're actually gonna go ahead. I was gonna check the cap and rotor on this one, but like I said, they actually believe they replaced this one. It looks fairly new. So I'm gonna start looking at the fuel. So we're gonna look at the fuel pressure, but I want to start off right here because it's really easy, as you can see, just right in front. So what we need to do, just remove this wire, and then after that make sure that we have the other side connected to ground, and then we're just looking for a spark. So here it goes. We're going to click this over and we're going to see if we get a spark. So you see that right there, that shows spark. So now what we want to do is that we're going to start looking at actual fuel pressure. So If that wasn't sparking, then we'll start looking at the ignition control module, start looking at the actual ignition coil, but we can stay away from that one. So as we can see, we do have spark right there. And this one is going to be the poppet fuel system. So we're going to need at least 55 foot-pounds on this one to get this started. So how about we get to that, and we're going to show you how to check out the fuel system. Alright, so we're behind here, and as you can see, this is the cap and rotor I'm talking about, distributor if you want to call it that. And that is going to be our Schrader valve. So we're going to take off that little connection right there, and we're going to hook up this right here, and then we're going to check out for actual fuel pressure. So this shouldn't be hard at all. Just twist this off. Make sure that we don't drop this, and then hook up our connection. Alright, so I have everything connected, and right now what I need to do is just cycle the engine off and on. So we have the key on the off position. I'm just gonna wait a couple of seconds, and then we're gonna go ahead and cycle it on. Did bleed down. Don't like that right there. Let's check it out again. Let's try to crank this over. Let's see what we get. It's getting good pressure, but it keeps on bleeding down. So do we have a fuel pressure regulator issue, or is this something with the fuel pump? Let me think about this a little bit more. We'll get to it. Alright, while I was thinking about this, I was saying, okay, we got the actual amount of fuel pressure. We're over 55 psi. So we're showing about 60 right there on cranking. I'm pretty sure that should be enough to turn this on. And we actually didn't check out our secondary right here. So I do want to check out my wires and see if they're actually spewing out from here. So I can see right here that it has a brand new cap. So how about we give this a shot? I'm just gonna crank the engine over, and let's just see if we get any spark. Okay, we're not getting no spark at all. Let's verify again right here. So let's go to the ignition coil. Here's the ignition coil. Let's give it a shot. You see ignition coil, we are getting a spark, but it's not going all the way to our actual cables. So let me take this off, and I'm gonna start looking at the cap and rotor, and let's see what we find in there. Let's look at the cap, and let's see if it's corroded or anything. All right, so we do have the cap off. You know, it doesn't look too bad from the outside. Looks clean and all that. You know, it just doesn't look too bad. But this is the issue that we're gonna be having right here. So check that out. That is nasty, and I guarantee you that's what's going to be the issue right here. So you know, we're just going to go ahead and switch this out. We're going to put a brand new cap on this, and we're going to change out the rotor as well, and then we're going to give it a little try and see how it goes. And this is a nice little, you know, nicely built as well. But one little thing I learned in training as well is that these distributors here, they have some little screens in the bottom of them, and I'm gonna see if I can put an illustration right now. So these are the screens right here that I'm talking about. So as you can see, those little screens, if they're clogged up, you're gonna have premature wear in the cap and rotor. So what I'm gonna do once I finish this up, I'm gonna make sure that I clean those out. So let me just order my brand new set of cap and rotors, and let's give this a try, see what happens. All right, cool. So I actually wanted to test this out, and this is a brand new cap and rotor, and this is AC Delco. So let me just talk about what this distributed cap and rotor do. So remember, we're testing out the ignition coil, and essentially what the ignition coil does, it sounds out a spark, and the spark, as you can see, this is a 6-cylinder engine. So we have right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have an extra one. This is where the ignition coil wire goes to. So our energy runs through here, and remember, this is called the distributor cap, so it distributes the energy. So it comes through here, and then right here in the middle, it leads a path from here to there. And then what this does, this actually turns inside, and then this sends a spark from here, and it goes to each actual cylinder. So what this does, this actually just moves while the engine's turning on, and it distributes the spark. So we got that. So our issue that we're having with this one that we have here is we had those little crusties right there, as we can see inside. So what I want to do right now, I'm actually going to check out the resistance, and what we need to do is, so I'm going to put one end here, and as you can see, this one correlates to there, this one correlates to here, and so on. And then to check out the resistance on the rotor, we're just going to put one end on one side and the other end right here, and we're going to see what we get. So let's just start off with something easy. We're going to look at the actual old rotor and see what kind of resistance we have. Let's just verify that our leads are good. As you can see, it responded there. Now let's check this out. All right. That is pretty high. Let's go look at our new one. And right now it is auto scaling. And check that out. 0.77 ohms. So we can see that the rotor is bad. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check out this one and the one over here. So we're just going to make sure that we touch the inside part, and see if we can get that. And right now I'm touching the crusty part, and I'm just going to go ahead and touch another part of it. Alright, it's still calibrating. Alright, this one is about, still jumping around. Just going everywhere right now. Went from like 300 ohms, 60, but if we put it on the crusty part, it's gonna be infinity. So this one, you might be able to just scrape this off. I remember we had a Chevy truck, and it had the same issue, and we got stuck somewhere, and I just scraped it off, and we got to the next town. So let's give this one a shot. So we're gonna do the same spot. All right, here it goes. Let's see if we get a consistent reading compared to what we had before. And look at that, 0.00 ohms. And remember, this one was just all jumping around. We had, man, it was about 300 ohms, 600 ohms, and so on. And with our new product right here is working a lot better. So how about we put this on and we're gonna give it a shot. All right, cool. So I'm inside. We're gonna give this a try. We're gonna see what happens. I think I'm ready to check this out, so let's give this a try. 3, 2, 1. Here it goes. There you go. Look at that. It actually turned on really smooth. Gonna turn it off. Turn it on. There you go. So like I said, this one, we took off the distributor cap and rotor, and they were completely, well, you can see how the actual cap was. We checked out the resistance. It was jumping up and down when we got some good spots, and especially when we were in the bad spots, we were just infinity. And when we looked at the rotor as well, you know, it's just causing more problems. So if you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell to get all the brand new videos coming out from Miles Mechanics.